Alright guys, so here we are at the build. So to start things off, you can go ahead and throw two points in a Persistence Hunter for a little bit of extra gun damage and action skill duration. This is definitely going to come in handy with our fadeaway, because we are going to be using fadeaway in this build obviously. So coming into the Stalker tree, go ahead and throw 2 out of 5 into Self-Repairing System, 4 out of 5 into Eager to Impress. We leave the 4 out of 5 so we can get the 1 in the Lick in the Wound so our pet can pick us up if we go down. Then you definitely want to max out your Furious Attack because it's a hunter skill, and this is going to come very much into play here in a bit. Come down here into Turn, Tail, and Run. While moving, Flak constantly regenerates health and gains damage reduction, but while still, we gain gun damage and fire rate, which is very good. 2 out of 5 into Hidden Machine, more damage when no one sees us, and since we are going to be cloaked, this will come into play a little bit. Then we have Fast in the Furious. While above half health, Flak's gun damage and movement speed are increased, and their pet gains increased damage. Come here until you are dead. Health regeneration and movement speed. Fadeaway persists for a short time after the skill has ended. Post cloak duration is 10 seconds. And then we have Unblinking Eye. Successive hits on the same target enemy increase Flak's critical hit damage per hit. Unblinking Eye resets every 3 hits, and this is just going to come into play very much. So, and then coming over here, we have quite a bit to go over. So we have 5 out of 5 in Interplanetary Stalker. 3 out of 3 in the Leave No Trace head count, and 2 Fang are well, 2 Fang's not maxed out. We have 4 out of 5 in the 2 Fang. I threw the 1 point from 2 Fang into Grim Harvest for a little bit of increased gun damage. That's the only reason why. So if you want to max out 2 Fang and not throw anything into Grim Harvest, you can. And then I do want to max out Hunter's Eye here because we're going to gain bonuses while fighting different types of enemies, and we have 8 out of 5, which is pretty nice. We have 3 from a class mod, which we'll get to in a bit, but definitely max this out for sure. Same thing goes with the most dangerous game. It's a hunter skill, so once again, even more important. Whenever Flak kills a badass or stronger enemy, they gain critical hit damage, gun damage, and handling for a long time, and their pet receives increased damage. So overall, this will definitely come into play for the high-end content you'll be using this build in, so definitely max out the most dangerous game for sure. Already went over Grim Harvest, Galactic Shadow, and Megavar are essentials. And then we're going to be running the Spider and Scorcher for a little bit of elemental damage and health regen. If you want to run some health regeneration damage reduction, you can run the Countess if you want, but I like a little bit of elemental damage. Okay, so that's going to wrap up the talents. I think I went over everything. Yeah, I did. Okay, coming over here into the weapons, I'm going to try to make this short and simple. Basically, what we want here are lumps. You definitely want to run at least 2 lumps. Basically, the lumps that you want is a shock and a corrosive one. I highly recommend trying to get one like this, where it has ×2. So for instance, so this lump, which is the corrosive lump, which is the most important one, shoots 2 balls. And then this one is a singular lump and only shoots 1 ball, so it does half the damage. Just want to point that out. Wait, what? That just shoot 2? Okay, no, I thought I was tripping. But no, you definitely want to try and get one that has ×2 and the damage up there. And I do want to point out that these anointments don't really help out at all, especially since this one we don't even have terror to ourselves. So definitely just want to get a corrosive or shock lump and make sure it has ×2 for maximum damage. Then you want to have the cash infused brainstormer. I run the brainstormer just in general because it changed lightning. It can rip off shields really well to make this stuff lump do even better because it is corrosive. And the shredded lump, the shock one, it's good. It's really good, but since I don't have a ×2, I like to run the brainstormer instead. If you do have a ×2 and you don't want to run a brainstormer, totally feel free to use a Lucian's Call, a hostile crossroads, or even a butcher would definitely work well. And then I'm running a corrosive cutsman. You can run any kind of cutsman you want. If you don't have a cutsman and you don't feel like farming a cutsman, I would highly recommend trying to get a Cutsman, because a Cutsman is definitely your best 4th weapon slot weapon you want. Shield, I would recommend any ASE, but even then I would highly recommend using a Transformer or a Recharger. The Rechargers are amazing. They're super tanky and they keep you up a lot. Just want to point that out. Transformer or Recharger, if they're not even anointed, they're really good. If you do have an ASE, recommend that for sure. That also would work. And then we use the Widowmaker. We don't even use it. We only use it for the extra corrosive damage we get for our lump whenever we come out of our fadeaway. And then the artifact, really, the only thing you need to know about the artifact is it needs to be a flesh melter. If you don't have a flesh melter, you could run a, where's it at? Yeah, here we go, a Victory Rush. This helps out a lot, especially when you kill any badass enemies, which if you're in Mayhem 4, which you should be for this type of build, yeah, you're going to be activating your Victory Rush quite often. That's going to be insane. If you have a Flesh Melter Victory Rush, you have a perfect artifact for this build. Just wanted to point that out. And then our class mods are going to be the Bounty Hunter. Once again, we're using the Bounty Hunter because Flak has a 3% chance to activate any purchase hunt skill or hunt kill skill when dealing gun damage. Bosses are now treated as humans, beasts, and robotics for Flak's hunt skills, meaning when becoming a Hunter's Eye, these apply to all bosses. So we do 24% extra damage, 48% extra armor damage, and we get almost 31% damage reduction. Awesome! Very, very useful for a mobbing build like this, especially for any high-end PvE content in the game like there is, like the Raid or Star Shaft, anything like that. But yeah, guys, it is going to just about wrap up the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to drop your load on that like button. I'm going to be going out of town this weekend, so I'm not going to be able to cover any thing that comes out over this weekend. I'm going to have videos that are going to be scheduled to release, so I'll be able to keep my streak and y'all have something to watch while I'm not here, which is awesome. No activity going on over here though. But yeah, guys, that is going to wrap up the video. Hope y'all did enjoy the video. My name's Kree, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, guys.